Do, 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 do. Testing 1, 2, 3. Do, 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 do. Testing 1, 2, 3. Alright, works. Okay. Alright guys, hey, how's it going? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me just move that here. Ah, let's minimize that. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Man, that's loud in my earphones. Um, how's it going? I hope everyone's having a good night. Once again, I'm back, and it's close to midnight. Time for that midnight horror game play. Today, I'm going to be playing 5 Days a Stranger, a game created by Ben Yahtzee Croshaw of Zero Punctuation. He does game reviews, sort of game reviews. He kind of does these really quick, sort of opinionated critiques of games, and he talks really fast. I'm envious of that because I can't talk that fast. It's amazing. I like how he reviews the game. Sometimes I agree with him, sometimes I disagree with him. Some games he absolutely hates. I absolutely love. But yeah, that's fine because he's giving out his opinion and he can do that. Sorry guys, I also need to strike this up on social media here. Stream. Um, so I wanted to actually do one of his. I actually wanted to review one, or not review, but do a stream of one of his games because I'm such a huge fan of the Chizo um, saga, or I think it's a trilogy. There are 3 games, but in technicality, there are actually 4 games. So I call it the Chizo mythos. Um, I'll just post this on Facebook right now. Uh, okay, stumble upon. Will this actually work? Okay, never mind. Um, so, what was so I wanted to do maybe I'll do all 4 games. It's a lot of reading. There's no voiceover work. It's kind of a very basic game. It's not too graphically intense. It harkens back to the old adventure games like the Sierra games or the LucasArts type games. Um, Very simple graphics, but the plot is really great. Storytelling top notch, and sometimes that's all you need for a good game, a good movie, a good book, or good anything. You don't really need a game with like a lot of flashy kind of graphics, and like you don't need the Unity engine. This is obviously an AGS game. It uses the AGS Adventure Kit gaming tool kit. Um, so I'm gonna go ahead and play it. This is the special edition of the game, which has text audio commentary. We're not obviously not gonna play it with that. We're just gonna play the normal version. I'm hoping to finish this game all tonight. Um, just kind of, but I'm not sure since it's been a while since I played this game. Um, I think I will have like maybe a walkthrough on hand just to get through it a little faster when I get stuck. Or if whoever's viewing this with me can help me. Um, But just to warn you, there's no voiceover. It's not like Ben Jordan or Downfall, where it's you'll hear all these like voice actors like voicing all the parts and stuff like that. It's a lot of text, and I'll try to read all of it. But some of the text kind of flashes by a little fast before it finishes. Actually, no, I think I can click through, but sometimes I'll miss blocks of text because like I remember playing this a long time ago and I would like miss a sentence here and there because I was just clicking around. I'll try not to do that. Um, but yeah, here we go. Let me just switch over my window. There we go. All right, cool. Looks like we still have a little bit of a delay. Sorry, just adjusting my volume controls here. Once again, if you guys have anything to say, go ahead and put it in the chat. I'll try to read all the chat questions and such as they appear. There's a 30-second delay, just to let you know. So if I don't read it then and there, I will get to it. So don't worry about that. Okay, so I don't think I can. Yeah, okay. So there was an actual prologue. My character is right there. He's in the car looking at the mansion. He introduced himself as a gentleman thief, and basically he heard that this mansion, the Defoe mansion, was up for basically the family's dead, and now they're putting the mansion up for auction. So he's gonna go in there and steal as much stuff as he can because that's what he does. He's a gentleman thief, and that's what they do. So let's go ahead and hit start. Day one. And the gentleman thief makes his entrance. Okay, so the controls are a little wonky. Okay, just to let you know that there's a lot of stuff that happens in the background. You'll hear steps, you'll hear voices, you'll on and off. Sorry, but just to let you know, these controls aren't the best controls. So you would think I could hit the right mouse button and change the icon, but it just brings up this sort of this like window where it has all my commands. Like I said, it's not the best controls, but we'll make do. So yeah, your main character name is Trilby, which I hear is a type of hat. Damn, empty. Guess the family solicitor got here first. Okay. So you can click on stuff to try and steal it, but it's too bulky to carry around. It's also unsigned and therefore valueless. But there's absolutely of no use in this entire room. Basically, you look in the safe. There's nothing in there. There's nothing else you can do but leave. So let's go out the window. It won't open. It must have been jarred shut somehow. Well, I guess I'll have to take the old-fashioned way out. Yeah, you'll hear creaks and stuff like that every so often. So let's just head towards the door. There we go. What? Oh no! No! Stay away from me. Stay away! Okay. Now I'm gonna lower the audio a little bit because the music is getting quite loud. Okay, what got into him? Oh wait. He got a mask on still. Who the hell was that guy? Okay, sorry guys, I just need to really adjust my, my audio here. Why was it that? Because it's really loud. Okay, so basically, yeah, you were, God. So you can also click on this little toolbar. I mean, but it's really hard to see these commands. I don't know why he chose brown on brown, but you can try and open these doors, but they're all locked. So, the only room you can't go into is the bathroom. And let's move the shower curtain. Nothing here. How anticlimactic. Alright. So, you know, the beauty of like playing these adventure games is doing like a lot of exploring and stuff like that, which, you know, a lot of people say is a lost art, and I tend to somewhat agree in video games. But since I've played this before, and I just want to get to the gist of everything, so I actually know where to go. Like, we can look at this newspaper up here. Looks like an edition of the local rag. And where is he going? There we go. Okay. Now let's try use. Oh, look at that. It's not working. Alright. Should always keep abreast day-to-day events. Okay, so do I have... Yeah, I do have the newspaper, so I'm going to look at the newspaper. It's a copy of the local paper dated last Friday. Heir to Defoe estates found dead. Sir Clarence Defoe, last of the long-running Defoe line, was found dead yesterday in his home. Defoe, 24, was found hanging from a tree in the front yard of Defoe Manor. His recent bride, Julia Swanson Defoe, was also found dead in the mansion, apparently stabbed to death. Inspector Jacob Barnes, the officer in charge of the investigation, has closed the case. There's no mystery here, he said. Defoe killed his wife and then himself. We have already disproved the possibility of a third party. Sir Clarence's solicitor, Michael Chesham, however, has gone on the record questioning the inspector's judgment. The last I saw Sir Clarence, he was infinitely content. He would never have committed such an act. Plus, there was no suicide note. Okay, so there's a little bit of a backstory of the Defoe Manor. So you're probably thinking, maybe I should just leave the door, but of course, no latch, no chain, no deadbolt. It doesn't even have a keyhole. So why won't the bloody thing open? This is becoming very tiresome. Okay, so yeah, you can go back and forth in the mansion. It's going to be predominantly empty, but if you just keep on heading toward this direction, pay attention to that picture in the living room, because it's going to change later on. Alright, so there's a television here. You can turn it on, and there's going to be... Let's see if there's something on TV. No comment. Okay. Okay. In other news, the society world is still shaking by the sudden death of Sir Clarence Defoe. Sir Clarence and his wife Julia were found dead last Thursday. Okay, so this is just like a recap of what I already read in the newspaper. We're talking about a guy named Peter Daltrey and with his new bride. Okay, so nothing important that we need to know right now. Since I have been moving along about a family mansion in preparation for his marriage. Okay, the police have already declared the tragedy as a murder-suicide, although many have insisted that Sir Clarence was incapable of such an act. Mystery deepens. Okay, then the TV kind of fizzles out. Once again, that wasn't really important. It was just regurgitating what I've already read in the newspaper. I can take this cord, though. What could I do with this cord? I don't know. There is a VCR, but I don't think you can really do anything with it. So we're just going to move on. Hey! Oops. It's about time you showed up. I'm sorry. And well, you should be. I've been stuck in this house for days. Where's the way out? I'm sorry, I don't understand. You are the guy who owns this place, right? No? Oh. So how'd you get in here? A window on the second floor. Is it still open? No, it's jammed shut. Damn. Well, looks like the house has a new guest. I hope no more turn up. We've only got 5... okay, so... Again, like, the text kind of moves a little fast. Wait a minute. Yes? Who are you? Oh, I beg your pardon. Harty's the name. Philip Harty. Call me Phil. And you are? Trilby. Mr. Trilby, I'm afraid you are now a prisoner. Okay, so... I've tried all the doors and windows, none of them open. The garden wall's unclimbable and I can't tunnel under it. But why? Who's keeping us here? Beats the hell out of me. Whoever it is will certainly not be safe from my fist once I get out of here. So if there's something you're not telling me, now would be a good time to get it off your chest. I assure you I am completely mystified. So how many more people are in this place? Only 3 more. First there's Jim, the youngest. He turned up just after I did. He's a good kid. Second, Simone Taylor. You probably know her off the telly. She's a correspondent for BBC. She came here to make some kind of documentary, I think, but now she's stuck here with us. Lastly, there's AJ. Skinny bloke with a... I don't know what that is. All I know that he's been here longer than anyone, nearly a whole week. I think I've already met him. Oh, what a heartwarming story. Anyway, why don't you see if you can track them all down? I'm calling a house meeting in the lounge. Spread the word. I trust you'll enjoy your stay at Defoe Manor, Mr. Trilby. I still don't understand. Just find others and tell them to meet up in the lounge. We can discuss things properly then. Okay, what a dick. So, thankfully the music stopped because that music kind of just repeats over and over again. Like I said, this is made by one guy. But I think it's pretty impressive what he did just by himself creating this game. Let's check out the bell jar. A glass bell jar containing a rather hideous-looking wooden idol. Keep note of that wooden idol later on, because it may be in other games. Let's go ahead and use the door. And let's... So looks like that painting over there is fine. So I'm just gonna pipe my volume up a little. It's a rather amateur landscape. The signature identifies it as the work of Matthew Defoe, circa 1818. All right, so I wouldn't have a problem with this window that pops up if it was a little smaller and if it didn't take up all the screen. I mean, in many ways, it's very similar to Interplay's Star Trek game that, has a similar kind of feel to it, but it's a tad annoying at times. Let's check out this portrait. It's a pleasantly professional quality portrait of a bearded man in a Victorian explorer's outfit. A little plaque at the bottom reads Sir Roderick Defoe. All right, so there he is. Okay, we can check out the fridge. Evidently, no one cares if I starve in this place. The cabinet, nothing. So there is something in this cabinet, so let's check it out. The cabinet contains a large bag of salt. I wonder if that salt's going to be useful later on. You can try to grab some salt right now, but it's too big to carry around with me. But if I ever need lethal quantities of salt, I'll know where to look. I do like the sort of character of Trilby. He's very sort of dry-witted, very English type character. Although I believe Ben Yahtzee Croshaw is actually from Australia, but I don't know. All right, let's grab that. It looks like a stick, a twig. Pick up sticks. Pushing the tree makes the upper branches sway a little. What fun. If we can open this door. Locked. So this little scene right here reminds me of exactly Maniac Mansion. They kind of have a similar sort of setup with the pool. Um, so a lot of people who make adventure games may be huge fans of Maniac Mansion, and I don't doubt them. And look at this lawn. Someone said a real number in this lawn, digging their way out. No, it seems more like they were looking for something. Okay. So let's go ahead and just walk. Actually, let's try this. Can't climb them. Doesn't want to get dirty. Oh, now I'm kind of missing the music. There's like absolutely no music whatsoever right now. So, oh, forgot how to. I guess I can't get up there. Sorry, guys, getting a text right now. All right, so I'll just walk. Now, I think. Okay, I can't talk to it. All right. Oh, let me show you this one right, the Growly. So Growly, I guess, is I don't know, the umbrella, but I guess the English call them Growlies. Um, I could use my Growly, but from what I know of this house, there's a sheer drop on the other side of the wall, and I don't want to risk it. So his Growly basically is a grappling hook at the end, so it's like Batman, or I don't know, maybe it's like Penguin. Smack, 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 smack. Okay, so all right, so ah, yes, I know the door. There she is. Okay, this is Simone. We're just gonna talk to her. Pardon me, madam. What? Oh, hello. Philip mentioned we had a new guest. You're Simone Taylor, right? Yes, you must have seen me on TV. And you are? Trilby. Got a first name? No. Hey, wait a second. Not the cat burglar, Trilby. Oh, wow. I presented a Crime Watch special on you once. Oh man, I wish I had a camera right now. This could be huge. You wanted consent to an interview. You wouldn't consent to an interview, would you? Madam, even if I had a sudden retarding brain injury that would cause me to do so, don't you think our apparent imprisonment is slightly more urgent matter? Well, I admit I thought so the first day I was here, but I've been here 4 days now, and I really think I'm learning a lot about this place. If I could just get these infernal doors open. Philip's calling a house meeting in the lounge. Yes, it's so like him to do that when a new face appears. I'll see you later, Mr. Trilby. People just stomp away like bonk, 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 bonk. Okay, so that's strange woman. Okay, so that's one person down. Oh, Jesus. Now, one thing I do wish that this game had is the ability to change the walk speed of a character. Um, Trilby moves very slow. I mean, these types of games aren't built to move extremely fast. This is not a Sega Genesis game with blast processing. So if I just push this tree here. Hey! Huh? Okay, so let's talk to the tree. Is there someone up in the tree? Oh, hi. You're new. Have you come to set us free? No, apparently I'm a prisoner now, too. I'm guessing you must be Jim. What were you doing in the tree? I thought I might be able to get over the wall. But the tree's too far. And there's the ravine just outside the wall, too. So I understand, yes. Philip wants us all to meet up in the lounge. Oh, okay. I'll head there now, then. Stomp, 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 stomp. Okay, so I found two of the people, but I'll let you know right now you won't find the last one, so we're just gonna go to the lounge. And there's gonna be a lot of dialogue, and I'm gonna read as much as possible, but for the most part, I might need to like basically summarize it. Ah, our new arrival has graced us with his presence. I expect there's a lot you want to know. Join the club. So let me see if I've got this clear in my head. You're all trapped in this house by some invisible intelligence? Right. And you can't leave. Nope. And as soon as I entered, I became trapped too. Pretty much. Why? Why would anyone want us to keep us prisoner here? Maybe they're just lonely. No, if they wanted company, they'd have shown themselves. Maybe they have. Maybe one of us is behind all of this. Oh, don't be silly. Why would any of us trap a load of people here and pretend we didn't? I don't know. I don't speak Loony. We mustn't squabble amongst ourselves. Hampered by paranoia and suspicion, we'd only hinder each other. I suggest we assume for now what we four are all innocent. Sorry guys. We five, including AJ. Where is he anyway? I couldn't find him anywhere. I saw him just after I arrived, but he ran away from me. Well, that's odd. Listen, Mr. Trilby. We work as a team in this house. That's how it's been since it started. So we all have to share information. No secrets. So why did you come to this house? He's a cat burglar. Why do you even have to ask? Well, I didn't come here to take part in some bizarre Big Brother event, that's for sure. Is there anything you know about this house that would help? Anything at all? I doubt I know much more than any of you. All I know is the last heir died and it's supposed to be empty. Well, guess you're not much for a help then. But I suppose an extra pair of hands is always useful. I'm still not completely clear on a few details. Do I get to ask you all some questions now? Sure. Just ask any of us whatever you like. Okay, so this portion of the game basically is introducing the characters. There are 5 strangers in this house that don't really know each other. These are the 4 you've already met. We've already sort of met the one. So I'm gonna now find out more about these characters. So let's talk to the jerk first. Mr. Hardy. Yes, Mr. Trilby. So basically, you just have to go through all these like different, questions and parsers so that you can like get more details about people. So let's do this one. Tell me a bit about yourself. About me? Well, I'm in what you would call the import-export business. You're a thief. I am not a thief. I am a treasure hunter. Sorry, guys. Get up and turn off this light real quick. Not that you can see that light. Read amongst yourselves. True, but also gentlemen, and I only take what I'm sure no one's using too. I'm sure that's a great comfort to them. Okay, so yeah, Mr. Hardy is basically a different kind of thief than Trilby. Trilby is like a straight up, I'm gonna go steal stuff, whilst Hardy is a sort of a con man, I guess, or as he calls himself, treasure hunter. How did you come to be here? Well, I came up here to look for some artifacts, and I'm sure you had the full consent of the devoted solicitors to do so. Shut up. I just heard of some old family's tomb somewhere under the building. I mean, really old. Anything inside probably doesn't belong to anyone, so finders keepers. I managed to call in a few favors to get over the ravine and the back wall. Of course, I couldn't get out again. How many people know you're here? A handful, I suppose. They wouldn't get suspicious till I go missing for months, so. Alright. Let's ask this one. What do you know about the mansion? Plenty. I read an article in this morning's Treasure Hunting Monthly. There's a magazine, I guess. It was built by some explorer guy, Sir Roger Defoe or something like that. His wife died giving birth. He and his son went missing sometime later. Hell, maybe the article could tell you better than I could. I'll let you borrow it. Just don't mess it up too much. It's for my scrapbook. That's all I wanted to know. Righto. Alright, let's talk to the little shit right here. So, Jim, yes? Of course, tell me a bit about yourself. Like what? I don't know. Where were you before you came here? I was at St. Trinian's boarding school. Been there since I was 10. My parents move around a lot, you see. How old are you now? Nearly 16. Okay. Let's say, how did you come to be here? It was so stupid. We climbed over the school wall at lunchtime. Why? It was a dare. We were going to see how long it would take the school to find us. Then we came across this old house, and Richard dared me to knock on the door. He bet me £1 I wouldn't do it. My school was like that. Broke my collarbone playing pile-on once. Shut up, Philip. What happened next? Well, I was about to knock on the door, but it opened by itself. I heard Richard dare me to take a step inside. So you did, and the door closed behind you, and it wouldn't open again. Yeah. Your friends didn't call the police or anything. How should I know? I guess they didn't, since nobody came. That was on Wednesday. The school probably know I'm gone. No, sister say knows I'm gone. Okay, and what do you know about the mansion? What do you know about the mansion? Not much. We could always just about see the roof over the playground wall. We all used to tell each other it was haunted. Why? Were there any stories or legends attached? Well, a friend of mine used to say a crazy hermit lived there, who killed people and ate them alive. Oh, well, I'm certainly reassured. That's all I wanted to know. That's a lot of narration there. And let's talk to the lovely Simone here, who it's just a funny way she's sitting right now. Miss Taylor, yes? Tell me a bit about yourself. Why, that's so sweet of you to ask. We're in it. I'm a correspondent for BBC, but you probably already knew that. I'm afraid I don't watch much television. Oh, well, I do outside broadcasts for the news mainly. Sometimes I present documentaries or variety shows. Whenever I'm needed, really. Very much a Jill of all trades. How did you come to be here? I only came down here for a documentary. There's been a lot of interest in old ghost stories lately. We figured something on Defoe Manor would pull in the ratings. And not because it would make interesting viewing. This is why I hate television. I'm doing my Hartley voice. Excuse me, I was talking. I arrived here before the camera crew. I was supposed to wait for them. But I couldn't resist just taking a walk around the grounds. Next thing I knew, I was in the backyard. I looked all over, but I couldn't find a way back to the front. It was my own fault, really. Yes, it was. What happened to your camera crew? I've no idea. They probably just left when I never showed up. I'm sort of glad they didn't get mixed up in this, too. Quiet. Quite. I'm sorry. He said quite, not quiet. What do you know about the mansion? Well, I've heard some pretty disturbing stories about it. Here we go. There have been stories of weird happenings around it for decades. Ever since the first disappearance of the original owner and his son. People have gone missing in the area around the house more than anywhere else in the country. People from all walks of life. People like us? Don't say that. That's all I wanted to know. Okay. Anyone else see the pattern in all these stories? Which pattern? Seems to me the house only traps people individually. It didn't try to trap Jim's friends or Simone's camera crew. It's only letting us in one at a time. You're talking about the house like it's intelligent. Surely it's more likely that there's just some joker behind all this. Maybe. But how did they know we were coming? How did it know to leave a window open for me, risking one of you finding it? You think the house is haunted? I wouldn't use that word, but I definitely have a very odd feeling. Like we're being watched, I suppose. Yeah, maybe this is one of Simone's rating winners. Excuse me? Well, locking some people in a house against their will and secretly filming them. Sounds like a natural reality TV progression. It's also highly illegal. Wouldn't stop some people. Where the hell has AJ gone to anyway? I was hoping he'd be here. He's been doing some research on the house. He was going to share it with us tonight. Maybe someone should go look for him. What now? It's getting pretty late. I admit I am beginning to feel tired. Yeah, me too. But what about AJ? I don't think there's any need to worry now. If he hasn't turned up by morning, then we'll look for him. Oh, all right. But we looked for him. Day two. Okay, well, see, what was that noise? Oh, Jesus, no! Simone? Philip? Jim? Oh, God. Who did this? What the? Who did this? Stay back, I'm warning you. Who are you? Christ, I've never dreamt so vividly before. It was so disturbing. Oh, good, the voices are back. Okay, so that first day was introduction of the characters. The only one that we didn't really meet was TJ. I think we can turn on the television and it'll have something else on. Our top story this morning. Police are still baffled by the apparent disappearance of television personality Simone Taylor. Miss Taylor was due to film a documentary on the notorious Defoe Manor, but her camera crew reported that she never arrived. Police have been investigating the building, but so far have found no way to get inside. The Defoe family solicitor, Michael Chesham, has the only key to the building and is currently unavailable. Miss Taylor's disappearance, coinciding with the disappearance of a local youth from a nearby boarding school, simply add to the legend surrounding the mysterious Defoe Manor. Reports. Click. Okay. Alright. So there is this sort of like rifle up here, but it's, well, yeah, let's try picking it up. Whoa, this thing's heavier than it looks. I'm not carrying this around everywhere. Um, Basically you can't walk anywhere with it, so you're just gonna have to put it back. Again, adventure games don't really, it's not like a first person shooter. You don't shoot everyone in the game. Okay, so remember when I said to pay attention to this painting? As you can see, it's changed a little. There actually is a figure here now in the landscape. So let's take a look at the painting and see if there's any message. Nope. Okay, cool. The horror in here is very subtle and atmospheric. I know it's not so much in your face like say like a Resident Evil, and it's it doesn't have like the production value of a Silent Hill, but it's actually not bad when you're playing it, and like this unsettling quiet is like the only thing that's accompanying you. Oh, look at this! What happened to this door? Someone seems to have broken the lock of this door. Okay, let's go check that out. And there's Simone. Let's talk to her. Just gonna take a swig of water here to talk to her. Hey, Miss Taylor. Ah, hello, Mr. Trilby. See you later. Now let's ask up. Sleep well? To be honest, not really. I had this terrible dream. Someone had killed you and Philip and Jim. I remember a huge guy with the welding mask. Let me guess. He took off the mask and he looked exactly like you. No? Actually, he looked exactly like you. What does it mean? Frankly, I don't want to know. How are you holding up? Oh, spare me the gallantry. I'm just fine. Did you break the lock on the door? No, I just came up here and it was like that. I suppose AJ must have done it. He must have been reading from that pile of books. I don't know exactly. I'd have to ask him. So I take it AJ hasn't turned up yet. No. Do you think he found a way out? If he did, he didn't have the decency to tell us. I wouldn't be surprised. He's kind of jumpy. Maybe he just saw an opportunity and took it. Maybe. Do you know where the others are? Well, Philip said he was going into the garden. I don't know where Jim is, and AJ's still missing. Thanks. Uh, what do you know about AJ? Not much. He refused to tell us anything about himself. Where he came from, why he came here. Not even his full name. Kinda suspicious, isn't it? Do you think he had some kind of agenda? I really wouldn't know. Of course, you're no one to judge when it comes to withholding names. Huh. Okay, so this thing right here, do you know where that's just there because, if you forgot. But just say see you later. Sure. Alright, so let's take a look at these books that AJ may have been looking at. Can't think of any use of these at the moment. It's about time I read up on the Defoe family. Okay, so let's get this. Actually, let's look at that. It's an article cut from a magazine called Treasure Hunting Monthly. Okay. Defoe, one of the country's more notorious stately homes, is renowned for being a great source of untold wealth. But what is the curse that surrounds the creaking house? The mansion was built in the early 19th century by the legendary explorer Roderick Defoe in celebration of his retirement and marriage. Sir Roderick disappeared along with his only son on the 15-year anniversary of his wife's sudden death. After that, the house fell into the possession of a succession of heirs, most of whom died or disappeared in mysterious circumstances. The house was left abandoned after the last heir was thought to have died in 1946 until the recent appearance of Clarence Defoe, who managed to prove his connection to the lineage and inherit the house. Okay, well that was... Guess let's look at that book. A History of Defoe Family, Volume 7. Jesus. Roderick Defoe, later Sir Roderick Defoe, is probably the most famous of the lineage, using a lot of the inheritance he attained when his parents died suddenly. He embarked on a series of adventures throughout the globe, earning quite a reputation as a colonial explorer. He retired from adventuring at the age of 40 when he met his future bride, Belinda Rothman, and fell instantly in love. He built a luxury manor in the English countryside. The couple moved in as soon as work was complete. By all accounts, the couple were deliriously happy, which is what made Belinda's sudden death, while giving birth to their only son, Matthew, all the more tragic. Sir Roderick was in mourning for a long time, leaving the upbringing of Matthew in the hands of numerous nannies and tutors. When he finally did start taking an interest in his son, he was known to be bitterly disappointed as his son rejected the idea of joining the army, preferring to pursue art and literature. As Matthew neared the age of 15, however, he and his father seemed to grow closer. They didn't always see eye to eye, but they seemed to understand each other and offer unconditional love. And then on Matthew's 15th birthday, he and Roderick disappeared. A servant found bloodstains in one of the rooms, but no bodies were found. The fate of Sir Roderick and his wayward son remains a mystery to this day, the first of many mysterious disappearances connected to the Defoe line and the family house. All right, well. Let's see. Oops. So yeah, you can look at all these books. There's one like hidden here somewhere though. Actually, maybe if I do use. I'm like uncomfortably close to Simone right now. I'm like, I'm not sure what to do with myself. Okay. Nope. Okay, so maybe I can't find anything here. All right. Well, let's go find someone else to talk to. Now, if you're wondering if you can use the phone, you can actually attempt to use it, but the line's dead. Somehow I was expecting that. Okay, so there's. Let's talk to Jim, is it? Jim. Hi, Mr. Trilby. Do you know where the others are? Well, I don't know. Mr. Hardy is, but Miss Taylor's up in the library. The library on the second floor. Okay. What are you reading there? Treasure Island. I found it in the living room. How are you liking it? Well, it's a bit heavy going. I prefer Terry Pratchett. Let's say, seen AJ anywhere? Not since yesterday morning. He seemed pretty anxious about something. Did he say why? No. Just said something about getting to the bottom of all this. Then he left the room and I never saw him again. How are you feeling? Okay, I guess. I had a really horrible dream. Um, but you don't want to hear about it. You're taking this imprisonment thing very well, I must say. Well, it's not that different to boarding school, really. Except there's no one to hit you across the knuckles when you talk too much at night. Alright, so that's all. Alright, so that was absolutely useless to talk to him. Move faster, you. Good old Philip. Hey, Mr. Hardy. Wow, look who's up. Do you know if AJ's turned up yet? Not to my knowledge. In fact, I don't think we'll be seeing him ever again. Why not? Well, if this is some kind of reality TV stunt, he must have been in on it. Maybe he's gone to file a report or how all the hidden cameras are working. I honestly doubt this is work of BBC, Philip. Do you have a better explanation? Not yet. Well then. Are you the one who dug up half the lawn? Yeah. I was trying to dig my way out of this place. But the ground gets really solid 2 feet down and the wall foundation goes even further. Well, that would explain the holes nearest the walls. But what about the others? Huh. Alright, I was looking for treasure. Happy now? You want some kind of medal? Just professional interest, you understand. Any luck? With treasure? Ha! Found some kind of piping under the lawn, but not much else. What are you doing with that metal detector? It's actually part of the plan to get out of here. Oh God. I've heard there's some kind of family tomb buried somewhere under the grounds. If I can find it, there might be another way to get to the surface. And I presume only family valuables they have, there would be an unexpected. Hey, Judge, not listen. See, faster than I can read it. At least I have a sense of priorities. Well, when you've found an escape route and saved us all, I'll be sure to apologize profusely. Okay, we can say, how do you know about the tomb there? I don't. That's what the metal detector's for. How do you know there's anything to detect? It's probably all stone and dusty corpses. Actually, you'd be surprised how much metal can be found in a tomb. Belt buckles, coffin handles, candlesticks, gold, silverware. Implying something? Oh, goodness me, no. Listen, the tomb could be on the other side of the grounds for all you know. Sure, but there is as good, again, blah, blah, blah. I'll continue my systematic sweep. And you can say, can I borrow your metal detector? But he'll ask what you want. You're not sure. Okay. So, you need to get his metal detector somehow. Let me just walk. Oops. So I wonder if you can ask him. Okay, that's all. Alright, so I can't find anything here. So yeah, that's why I think you're supposed to find a book here somewhere that might help you. Encyclopedia Britannica, stuff there. Text on gardening. Pet cult. Ah. Hmm. Ah, shoot. I want to say like the map. I was supposed to find a map somewhere. The voices freak me out. Alright, so maybe go downstairs. So now I'm doing what, is the classic thing to do in adventure games is mindlessly wander around when you don't know where to go. Let's see. Trying to think where to go. Let me go back to the library here. Okay, interesting. A couple of binders containing old architecture plans of Defoe Manor. They'd probably be some architectural plans of the building here. Okay, so there we go. That's what I was supposed to look at. A map is always handy, so let's take a look at the map. It's a very old architectural plan of Defoe Manor. There's Defoe Manor with the underground tomb clearly marked as being under the front yard. There's something odd about this map, like there's something missing. No, it's not that. There's something here that doesn't belong. Something I don't recall seeing in the house. Okay, so I want to take a quick look at that map again. Alright, so backyard. Okay, so front yard, underground tomb, second floor. It's like the most crudely drawn map ever. Alright, so So I'm suspecting if you actually hand this map to Mr. Hartley, he'll take a look at it and basically give up on his search for the treasure since he's in the backyard and it seems that the tomb is in the front yard. So let's just go ahead and do that. Oh, sorry about that. Hey, Mr. Hartley, I found this old map in the library. Did you? Take a look. The tomb is quite clearly under the front yard. But this is the backyard. There's no way to the front yard. Sucks, doesn't it? Well, I guess that's my escape plan out the window. Thanks a bunch, buddy. Don't mention it. Can I borrow the metal detector? Why the hell not? Take away my hopes, might as well take my own worldly possessions too. Have fun with it. Thanks. Now do excuse me. I lost my viewer. Alright, so I can use this metal detector on this pipe because the idea is that I want to drain this water here. So what we'll do is we'll use the metal detector on the pipe. I can track where this pipe leads with the metal detector. The trail ends here. Okay, so by doing that, you can go ahead and dig your hands in the dirt, and you've basically found a button to drain the pool. So we'll go ahead and panel. Well, that didn't seem to do anything. Okay, wait, let me take a look at it real quick. Alright, maybe it's drained. Oh, it is. Okay, cool. So actually, it's day 2, isn't it? It's called day 2. Okay, so we are going to go down the pool. Christ! Oh, Christ. This is definitely the man I met on the landing, presumably AJ. Looks like someone tied him to an iron hook at the bottom of the pool. But I think he was dead before then. His throat's been split open by some large-edged weapon. God, the stench. Sorry guys, it's getting... Dead? How? Murdered. He was stabbed to death and then tied to the bottom of the pool. Oh my god. You know what this means, don't you? We are the only ones in this house. The killer has to be one of us. Not necessarily. I don't think any of us could engineer... Shut up! It was you, wasn't it? You killed AJ and now you're covering your tracks. Philip, you're being absurd. Why would Trilby tell us where the body is if he wanted to hide it? He's covering his tracks. He was the last to arrive. Don't tell me you're not a bit suspicious of him. Look, what happened to AJ was a terrible thing. But if we let it tear us apart, we could all go the same way. He's got a point, Philip. Oh, I see. You're all in on this together. Philip, shut up. As far as I'm concerned, there's no one I can trust anymore. From now on, it's every man for themselves. Idiot. He's shaken, we all are. So what do you think? About AJ, I mean. I'm really not sure. I think we're being haunted. Oh? Well, at least someone's keeping their head. Look, I'm not exactly in love with such an unscientific idea as a mysterious ghost. But nothing other than the supernatural could have engineered the situation. And this house has a bad history. A history I think it's time I started looking into. Well, you do whatever you want. I think I'm going to go into AJ's death with a slightly more sensible attitude. Where's Jim? Someone should tell him about AJ. I think he went upstairs. I'll go look for him. Father? Jim? Jim, is that you? What are you doing, Father? What? Father, no! No, don't! Father! Father! Hold on. Mr. Trilby? Day 3. Jim? Sorry, Mr. Trilby. You wanted me to wake you? Did I? You remember yesterday? You told me about AJ, then you said you were going to look into the house. Then you asked me to wake you this morning so you could get started. Yes, I remember. Thank you, Jim. Anytime. So, let's see if we can check out the television to see if it says anything new. This morning, in other news, Michael Chesham, solicitor of the Defoe estate, was found dead this morning in his office. Mr. Chesham was found to have hanged himself, and a ruling of suicide has already been declared. This is the latest in the recent string of deaths and disappearances connected to the mysterious Defoe manor. A string which began with the murder-suicide of Sir Clarence Defoe and his young wife and has seen more recently the disappearance of BBC reporter Simone Taylor. Police were hoping to acquire the key to Defoe Manor in order to investigate, but the location of the key was known only by Mr. Chesham himself. Numerous television stars have already come forward to pay tribute to Miss Taylor, as it becomes increasingly apparent that disappeared. Something tells me there wouldn't even be that much coverage if there wasn't a celebrity involved. Now let's see if anyone's in this door. Nope. Let's go ahead and talk to good old Philip here. Although I'm not sure if he's going to be in a talking mood. Hello, Philip. Leave me alone, cat burglar. Feeling any better this morning? Oh, I'm just peaches. Now go away. What are you doing? None of your business. Are those maps of the house? Yes, they're maps. I'm going to find a way out. I'm going to get away from this madhouse once and for all. After that, if I ever see your smug, pinstripe-wearing face again, it'll be a million years too soon. Come on, Phil. None of us could possibly have killed AJ. You want to bet? You're over 6 foot. You could have done it easily. Maybe I could, but I didn't. Prove it. You know I can't. Well then. You know, your attitude could be the death of us. It's certainly going to be the death of you if you don't get out of my face. I'll catch you later. What's this? I found it out here like this. Do you know whose it is? Yeah, it's mine. Did you bring it here last night or something? Of course not. It was in the front yard, and there's no way into the front yard. Maybe someone's trying to help us. Maybe. I'll go and find out the others and let them know about it. Sure. Alright, so that's great. My lockpicks are here. They must have fallen out of my pocket while I was getting out of the car. I'll hide an emergency pick in the lining of my tie, like I usually do. Alright, cool. So, I guess what I just didn't get to do last when I saw the body is to investigate it, because it gave me no chance. So, oh, there's Simone. Simone. Oh, Trilby. How's the ghost hunt going? Someone brought my car into the backyard. Yes, I noticed. It's your car, is it? Did you bring it here? Trilby, I have no idea where it came from or how. I'm just glad to see a bit more color about the place. I see. How are you feeling? Fine, thank you. You're not too shaken about AJ? I don't have time to be shaken about AJ. Whoever did this to him might still be around. Once we're safely out of harm's way, then I'll think about being shaken. What are you doing? I'm investigating. Like we all should be doing. So, what do you conclude? I found his wallet. He had an ID for almost every government agency I can think of. Everything from MI6 to... really? I think he must have been sent to investigate the house. Some kind of secret mission. That's why he never told us anything about himself. It wouldn't make sense, certainly. And I'd say this constitutes a pretty spectacular failure of that mission. Any clues who did this? It must have been a pretty big fellow, I think. Armed with a large slashing weapon, like a machete. And I found a piece of leather. Leather? Like Philip's jacket? No, it wasn't black. Brown leather, like from an old-fashioned blacksmith apron. There was a torn piece in AJ's hand. I see. Alright, so see you later. So I wonder if I can do anything to here. Guess not. Can I just look at it? Alright, well. Now, since I do have a lockpick, I can actually use it on the, I think this door right here. So let's go ahead and do that. There we go. I guess we'll just look around here. The pickaxe. Let's just pick it up. Pick up the pickaxe. Can we get the saw? Oh yeah, look at that. from the cupboards. So we have this rather large saw. I wonder if we can, but it's a two-person, one of those old style two-person saws. Let's see if Simone will help us. Sim 1. Anyone remember that movie Simone? There's no one in the chat, so no one can actually say yes. Simone. Oh, Trilby. That's not going. Alright, so you can't. So she won't help you. I wonder maybe you can use the saw or give the saw to her. Okay, so no. Okay, so I think it's gonna have to be Jim, since he's the only one that's kind of taken a shine to Trilby, and he's kind of asked him, like, you know, shown a genuine interest of helping him out and stuff, whereas the other two are just kind of doing their own thing right now. There it is. According to the map, there should be a stairwell behind the wall. I guess someone bricked over it. Okay, so I guess that's what the pickaxe is for. So let's just go ahead and use the pickaxe against the wall. Knock, knock. Like how it's like this perfect hole. Can I use the hole? Are those manacles? What the hell was what the hell was this room used for? So I wonder if you can. Okay, so some kind of underground prison was in there. So. Jim, yes? What are you doing? I'm just looking for stuff on the house. Why? Dunno. Yes you do, Jim. Why? Because I want to help. But I'm not sure what I could do. What do you think we should do next? I think we should be doing as much research into the house as we can. Oh, look at this. Do you want to tag along with me? Sure. I promise not to get in the way. So I wonder if I can just... So I know there's occult books here, so I wonder if they're helpful. Okay. So I wonder if I can just grab one of these. Okay, so not yet. Okay, gonna say, where? I'm sure I need him for the tree. Like it kind of just appears. Jim, give me a hand with this. No sound effects whatsoever. Why do we cut the tree down, Mr. Trilby? I'm not exactly sure. I know it makes me feel better. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead, and I think this is where we can finally use our Grawly. Slash, actually no, maybe we can't. Okay, I wonder if I take him here, what will happen? Sorry, Mr. Trilby, but I don't like the feel of this place. I'll go wait for you in the library. Okay, so I guess you can't come. This room is... Oh, maybe I can lockpick my way into a room. There we go, unlocked. Cool. But a little book. Okay, so let's pick up the little book. Ah! No! Now the problem is that he steps in front of things that he opens. The Diary of Sir Roderick Defoe. March 5th, 1805. Work on the house is going well. It should be completed by the end of July. Belinda is already excited about the forthcoming wedding and spends many hours of the day going over even the smallest details over and over again. Not since our early courtship had she been so giddy with joy. It softens my heart to see her smile, and she smiles often. I am wondering why I didn't retire sooner. August 12th, 1805. I am only now having the opportunity to write this, as it has been a most hectic day. The wedding went without a hitch, and the house was ready for us to move in as soon as the ceremony was over. Belinda insisted on consummating our marriage immediately. I am sure, dear diary, this house can expect to hear the laughter of children before 1806 is out. February 14th, 1806. A romantic day for our announcement. The physician has just left confirming that Belinda is with child. A child we can expect to be born in June. We have already decided to name the child Matthew, if a boy, or Jane, if a girl. June 28th, 1806. Belinda is dead. I will never forget her face. Ash gray, contorted with pain. The child is healthy. Would that it had never come about and spared me this fresh hell. Matthew showed me the painting of the grounds he had, or May 24th, 1820. Matthew showed me the painting of the grounds he had created. I worry about the boy. Why can't he have healthier interests like soldiering? The painting was fair, I suppose, but I would rather my child be less of a weakling. June 20th, 1821. It is the anniversary of the night I unleashed a horror which I tonight shall remove from the world. May God forgive me. That's the last entry. Alright, so I guess let's just take a look around. Okay, there's something on the window here. Little scratches underneath the window. So I wonder if we can open this window then. What do you know? It opened. Of course, since it overlooks the backyard, this doesn't help me much. Alright, so let's open the... So there's a loose tile right there. I don't know if you can actually die in this game, but just in case, I think we're on day 3. But I think I know why that tile is there. Use my Crawley. And that probably... Okay, let's open this wardrobe. Something I can pick up there, okay. A teddy bear, let's pick that up. And why the hell not? Let's look at the easel. Blank canvas. Okay, cool. Top of the nightstand. What's in the nightstand? Okay, another old diary. The Secret Diary of Matthew Defoe. June 28th, 1814. Today is my 18th birthday. Nanny said I would soon be a big strong man like my father. I wanted to see him today, but he wouldn't come out of his study all day. Nanny says he always gets cross on this day, but it's not because of me. August 5th, 1817. I found a new friend. He's behind the door in the kitchen, and he doesn't have a name. He likes me to sit and talk to him, but father gets very angry when he finds me doing this. I asked father who the boy behind the door was, but he told me there was no boy behind the door, and it was just a silly fantasy. May 24th, 1820. I showed father the painting I just finished. He said it was quite good, which is the best thing he has ever said. While he was in the good mood, I asked if I could go and look behind the door in the kitchen. He pretended not to hear me. June 28th, 1821. My father has done a terrible thing. All this time he pretended there was no boy behind the door, and now this. There is blood all over the kitchen floor. I will do what I can. Then we can be a family together and be happy. That's where it ends, except for a little ink blot just underneath the text. I think I've read enough to have some idea what's going on here. If there is a ghost in this place, there must be some connection to the disappearance of Sir Roderick and Matthew Defoe. Was Matthew schizophrenic or something? Did Sir Roderick kill him and disappear to avoid the law? It's odd that neither of their bodies were ever found. If I could find Matthew's body, perhaps I can get to the bottom of this. Maybe there's a book or something in the library that might help me. Okay, so this is the part where... Okay, yeah. So the reason why I didn't open this door, because I already knew that the lockpick couldn't open that one. Because there was no lock, and it was like sort of latched in the interior there. That's why his hand like kind of lifted up there to like get the unhinge the latch. Alright, so let's go to these occult, courtesy of occult books. Okay, so now I'm gonna read the Book of Occults. It's a book on white magic. Finding a person from their possession. Tie the possession in question to a stick and dip it in salt. Next, wave it over the place where the subject sleeps. When you hold it in front of you, the object should now indicate which direction the owner lies. Okay, so this is obvious of what you're trying to do. So you want to use the bear on the rope. And then you want to use the stick on the hung bear. Okay, so you're not quite finished. It did mention salt, I believe, so you're going to have to go... No. Kitchen and find the salt. I believe that's the room that he's in. So you want to use his bear on this bed. Guess that'll do it. And that's when I think you look at the bear and the stick. It's moving downward. Okay, so... Oh, pardon me. So you just keep on looking at the bear to my left. You know, I could guess where this is going. So this is kind of very similar to what we were seeing in Ben Jordan, Paranormal Investigator, except in this case you don't have to always check the thing. I mean, it's obvious that oh, it's either not properly working or it's pointing straight downward. Okay, so let's go here. Do. Northeast, so that's right here. South. South. Down. Okay, so I see the area. Matthew Defoe, I presume. Did Sir Roderick keep him down here? No, he can't have done. There'd have been mention of it in one of the books I read. So, hold on, I don't think that's Matthew's hand. There's another corpse down here. Looks like the body of a much older man. You know, I have a feeling this is Sir Roderick. Judging by the ribs, he was killed by a large stabbing weapon. But by whom? Smash. What was that? Sounded like it came from the other side of the house. Okay, so we're just gonna go. Actually, should I take something? Okay, so now never disturb the dead while they're asleep. I wonder if he'll actually acknowledge it that something happened. Okay, so. And notice that figure is not in that portrait anymore. Oh, what did I say about that? So let's go ahead and look at the idol. The bell jar has been knocked over and smashed. Looks like the idol is undamaged. So let me go pick up the idol. This really is a horrendous, ugly little wooden idol. Hang on. What are these stains? Day 4. Father, why? Oh God, my head. What? What the hell happened last night? I remember. Oh God, Philip. Did I kill Philip? I don't remember anything. Last thing I remember is putting on my hand on that idol. I've got to warn the others. Okay, so obviously when you grab the door, it's not going to be locked. God knows where they found the key. Okay, so looks like my lockpick is gone. All I have is the bear and the book. I think the only thing I can do is talk to the door. Is anyone out there? Quiet. Simone? Is that you? Yes, I'm keeping guard. Why? Shut up. You killed Philip. Don't even try to deny it. I did? Don't play games with me. I'm keeping guard here until the police get into the grounds. Then I'm handing you over. Okay, so I think you just have to kind of just keep on talking to her. Simone? What do you want now? Where's Jim? Why do you want to know? So you can track him down and kill him? Hmm. He could be in terrible danger. I know, until the police have handcuffed you. We all are. Oops. Okay, so that wasn't the right thing to say. Simone? Okay, so this is one of those little text things where I think you have to kind of convince her to basically you're innocent. So let's say, what makes you think I killed Philip anyway? Oh, well, let me see. First, Jim and I are attacked by some huge guy in a welding mask apron with a machete, but manage to get away. Then we come into the kitchen and find a huge guy in a welding mask and apron unconscious next to Philip's corpse. And when we took the mask off, lo and behold, it's you. Look, you've got it all wrong. Oh, really? Well then, let's hear your version. Well, the only one is like the middle one, I would say. I was possessed with a ghost, but she's not going to believe that. Oh no, that impresses me. Did you think of that all by yourself? It's the truth, I swear. Shut up. Just shut up. Okay. Uh, look at this. Just go and have a look in the basement. There's two corpses down there, Sir Roderick and Matthew Defoe. And take a look through those books I was carrying. There's a ghost here, I swear. Trilby, I am not going to let you drag me into your lunatic fantasy. Just keep your mouth shut. Okay, so Simone, what do you want now? What have you done with my tie? It was Jim's idea. We took it off you so you wouldn't hang yourself. Why wouldn't you want me to hang myself by such cold-blooded? If I really admired you, you know, I am filled with shame. I'm sure. Okay, so that's not the right one. Alright. Making a terrible mistake. Oh, am I? Why is that? Because the police will never get in here. The house will only let people in one by one. And even if an officer does get inside, they can't leave. Will you shut up about your stupid haunted house theory? One good solid battering ram in the front door, they can come in and go as they please. Okay, that didn't work. So, okay, that didn't work either. Let me look at these questions again here. Alright, so it looks like I tried every one. Um, okay, so I'm gonna go through that. Possess me just like it did when I killed AJ. What are you talking about now? The ghost. Trying to make me do things. Shut up. Never leaves me alone. I can't sleep. I have blackouts. Unfamiliar. So he wakes up in unfamiliar places. Kill AJ, kill Philip, kill everyone. It wouldn't leave me alone. I'm warning you. I'm delirious with guilt most of the time. I can see the face of every poor innocent I've killed every time I close my eyes. Most evenings I cry so hard I vomit several times. Sometimes I just want this nightmare to end. If death came right now, I'd welcome it. Oh God. Simone, let me have my tie back. Your tie? Please. Oh, to hell with it. Have it, you psycho. Okay, so he just conned her. So, oh, okay, so I won't pick the tie, idiot. No! Okay, so he just got his immersion lens. See the the importance of forethought. It does. Where's Smoke up to now? I've got to get to her and Jim. And believe me. Okay, so we're on day 4, almost done. It's Philip. Someone has run him through with a machete. The worst part of it is that someone was probably me. Okay, so let's just go ahead and oh, look at that painting. It's a portrait of a skeleton in a bloodstained safari suit. The plaque reads Sir Roderick Defoe. Okay, so let's just go ahead and pass that guy. No one in here either. Where the hell is everyone? Trilby. Simone, before you say anything, I know you didn't really kill Philip or AJ. You do? I figured you were lying to get me out away from the shed. I saw him again. Who? The killer. The guy in the welding mask. I spotted him downstairs, but he didn't see me. And I can't find Jim anywhere. Simone, you have to listen to me. The ghost. Oh, shut up about your ghost. This isn't a ghost. It's a regular flesh and blood psycho. Speak of the devil. Scream. Okay, so do something. Okay, so oh, shoot. I need to wait until he gets there. And now. Oh my God, Jim. Day 5. 5 days a stranger. How is he? He's awake. He's fine. Doesn't remember anything, just like I didn't. Look, I only sort of half believe this possession thing right now. But in the absence of a better suggestion, I guess I'm going along with it. Have you been going over those books I was carrying? Yeah, and some text on the cult. Apparently, if we want to destroy this thing, we have to get the spirit to its old body. That'll make it quasi-normal. It'd still be dangerous. Okay, we have to find the body first. And to do that, we have to know who the ghost is. I've been thinking about this, and I have fairly workable theory. Yes, I've had a couple of ideas about it myself. Right, well, the ghost has something to do with the disappearance of Roderick and Matthew Defoe, right? The deaths and disappearance all started after that. Agreed. So what do you think? Hmm. I'm gonna say I think Sir Roderick had more than one son. Yes, because what I read in Sir Roderick's diary. Exactly. He makes reference to some monster he helped create, and he doesn't mean Matthew. And Matthew talks about another boy in the house, a boy behind the kitchen door. Those manacles indicate that someone was kept imprisoned in the basement. Where do you think this other son comes from? I want to hear that for what you think first. Okay, I'm going to say that he birthed twins. I think Belinda Defoe gave birth to twins. I agree with that. I found Belinda's death certificate. She died about 20 minutes after Matthew was already out. I think it was the second son that did her in. Sir Roderick went practically insane with grief. Blamed the poor kid for her death, kept him locked in the basement, refused to even acknowledge his existence. Can you imagine what that must have been like for the boy? Growing up in a filthy grotto like some kind of animal, given no education, no love? The boy would be completely retarded and insane. He probably couldn't tell the difference between one person and another. That's why he kills absolutely everyone who enters the house. He thinks they're all Sir Roderick, come to torment him some more. But what happened on that day 15 years later when Sir Roderick and Matthew disappeared? You found their corpse in the basement, so they were obviously murdered. Question is how and why? Okay, let's say obviously the other boy managed to escape from the basement. I agree he was the one who probably killed Sir Roderick and Matthew, but how could he have escaped from that basement? I think someone let him out. Who? Sir Roderick. What? Remember in Sir Roderick's diary in the last entry, he talks about destroying the monster. He must have gotten really drunk, and it being the anniversary of Belinda's death didn't help. He went down the basement and beat the poor kid to death. Half to death. Matthew found the body afterwards and tried to bandage him up. He wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed. His brother lived for a bit longer. Long enough to get a mask and machete and to kill both his father and Matthew. Then he must have just died. Jesus. And we're going to try and destroy his ghost. None of anything that happened to him is his fault. What little mind he had is no more. All he has now is hate. If we don't kill him, he'll kill us all. There's no reasoning with him. I suppose you're right. It's very sad, really. What will you do now? I'm going to find his body. Then I'm going to figure out how to bring his soul back to it and destroy him. Well, let me know if I can be any help. I will. Good luck. Thanks. Alright, so I think I need to read another book of occults here. The Arts of Black Magic and Necromancy. Summoning angry spirits to their bodies. Murderous wraiths are nigh indestructible when they can hop from body to body, but tying them down to their old bodies returns them to partial mortality, a state in which they can be destroyed. Simply enough, place the spirit's original body in a place of fire and death. Return it its old clothes, then read aloud the following passage, omitting nothing. There's just a load of magic gobbledygook here when I want to read it out. I should use this book on myself. Warning, the summoning of a wraith will often bring forth other unquiet spirits who will haunt those who hold their possessions. Alright. So I think I know what to do here. Mr. Trilby, can I ask you a favor? Sure. I still have the mask and the apron and the knife from last night.
Could you take them and throw them away for me? I really don't like having them around. Sure. Thank you. No, thank you. Jim? Yes? How are you feeling? My head still hurts a bit, and I feel a bit woozy. Apart from that, I'm fine. Okay, what exactly happened last night? Well, me and Miss Taylor were in the living room. Then this big man entered with a mask and tried to kill us with a big knife. We were able to get away. Then we heard Miss Hartley scream. Miss Taylor told me to wait here. A bit later, she came back and told me that it was you in the mask. I didn't really believe that. She went off to keep guard or something. Next, I remember I was in the bathroom and my head really hurt. Did I really try to kill you? No. But something did. Through you. I don't like this place anymore, Mr. Trilby. You and me both. Alright, see you later. So I think what we want to do is do the same white magic stuff. Under, use this with this. Or not. Hmm. Okay, so oh jeez. Maybe we'll just chat with her. Simone, how are you feeling? I'll feel a lot better once we get out of this madhouse. Okay, never mind. Okay, so I think that's what we need. Wait, did I not pick up? I didn't pick them up. Ah, shoot, 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 shoot. Okay, so there we go. Alright, so what I did is basically created that same sort of device that I used to find the bodies of the other Defoe, uh, Roderick and, not Roderick. No, it is Roderick. Roderick and the kid. Oh, 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 oh. The pain, if you notice, is gone. Oh, wait. Forgot the salt. In many ways, this is very similar to Ben Jordan with the blessing of with the protection amulet, but maybe a little less offensive. Okay, we're receptive. So let's look at the indicates upwards. So his body's upstairs somewhere. Upward. Canvas is blank. That's creepy. Alright, I'm just going to assume that it's just upstairs, so I'm not going to check it anymore. Until I get upstairs, that is. Two is right. Probably the bathroom then. The bathroom. Southwest, so... Southeast. North. South. Straight down. Okay, there it is. So, I guess I want to use those tiles. Okay, just use the scissors then. God damn it. Maybe this thing. Hmm. Okay, so I need something to break the tiles like this. Okay, so she's not any help. Maybe there's something in the den. Let's just check out the TV while we're here. Budget. We can go now to Peter Delter reporting from the gates of Defoe Manor. Over the last couple of hours, a large number of police cars have gathered around the mansion grounds. I'm not exactly sure what the official position is. I have heard references to a hankering hearing suspicious noises coming from the mansion over the last couple of nights. What's happening there now, Peter? Well, since I arrived here, there have been 3 attempts to break down the front door, all unsuccessful. I understand the authorities are still waiting to hear word from Michael Chessum's office about getting hold of the key. Defoe Manor is, of course, reported to be the last known location of the missing news reader, Simone Taylor. Afraid. Click. Looks like someone's been doing a little tidying up. Judging by those red stains, I think this is what Sir Roderick used to bludgeon his unwanted son to death with. That would explain why touching it causes the possession. Okay, so that is not good. But the problem is... I need to find something that lets put tiles up. Can I?
Okay, so I can. And this is where the pickaxe would have been helpful. I could just break the tile. I didn't really see anything useful in the tool shed. Okay, so he's not going to touch him. Let's just walk. I just noticed that I've lost dialogue from my desktop here. Hold on one second, guys. Yeah, it's just coming from. Excuse me one second. Yeah, there's a sudden realization that it's actually just coming from. Not coming through my headphones here. Shoot, what just happened? Settings, properties. Oh, I gotta be kidding me. Oh, no, I don't want that. Test, test. Okay, well, it seems that my mic is working, but the desktop audio is not being fed through my through the stream. Um, why did that happen? Oh, I see why that's happening. Okay, so my window capture has to be adjusted. No? Yeah, it's just, what the hell just happened? Okay. Oh, no, just, wonder how long it was like that. Mixer maybe? Settings. Doesn't want to come through my, let's just see how it sounds. Come through my, let's just see how it sounds. I mean, I guess it sounds fine. I'm gonna try something. It's so weird. Properties. Wireless headset, right? Yes. My computer is haunted. Nothing underneath the table. This is really annoying. That. Oh, this is so annoying. Okay, well, why is it doing that? It's kind of weird. Like the audio. Oh, someone's watching. The audio cut. Um, for whatever reason, and now I can't hear it through my headphones. I was just kind of noticing that a second ago. Properties. This is a default. Hit OK. Oh, well, that didn't work. Oh, I swear to God. Okay, well, I'm just gonna keep on going because I think you guys can hear it. Because it's at least picking up from my headset mic. It's kind of shitty though. It really is supposed to just pipe through my headphones. And I have no idea when that happened because um, because I was pretty sure I had this all working before. Um, it should be coming through the speaker, should it? So weird. Sometimes I just don't get technology, guys. Come on. Whatever. Okay, so okay, so I just think I need to use this on the tiles. Okay, that didn't work. Okay, cool. That worked. Okay. So I just need to split that apart so I can use the machete on the tiles. Lever thrower with the machete. Pay dirt. Oh, those bones are pretty oddly shaped. I think this kid must have been born deformed. Deformed Defoe. You're coming with me. Okay, so I think I need to talk to people. I can see you later, so. So what am I supposed to do? Murder for It's a fire and death. Returns old clothes. Okay, so guess I'm just supposed to use. Okay. Guess this would be count as a room as fire and death. Oh, now it's coming through. Oh, Jesus. Okay, sorry guys, that's way too loud in my ears right now. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and just use the apron on him. Somehow I don't think I've improved its look, okay. Oh, so it used everything. Okay, so I think I need to get the other two in here. Yeah, could you meet me in the trophy room? Okay. Do you have a plan? Yes, I've got a plan. Okay then. Alright, so I need to get Jim as well. Oh, wrong room. you meet me in the trophy room? Why? I have a plan. Well, okay. I have a plan. That always reminds me of Cousin Larry from Perfect Strangers, because that was like his catchphrase in that sitcom. If you guys don't know, Perfect Strangers was actually the show that spun off Family Matters, because the character of Carl and Harriet Winslow appeared in Perfect Strangers. They were originally the neighbors to Balky and Cousin Larry Appleton from Perfect Strangers, and they talked about Little Eddie, which later on Eddie would be, the older brother of Family Matters. A little bit of a sitcom history there. Alright, so I'm supposed to pick up this gun. Let's give it to Simone. Please, Simone. Oh, alright. Okay, so I gave her the gun, and I think I'm supposed to give this bear to Jim. Could you hold this for me, Jim? Whatever you say. Okay, so I guess the idea is, like, I'm trying to recreate, because it was already said that because of this sort of deformed son, I guess not only was he deformed, he was autistic. I'm just going to be politically correct here. And he didn't know the difference between people. He just saw Roderick and possibly maybe his brother. So, just want to look at this real quick. Okay, so let's... First of all, I'm going to save it, because I think I can actually die here. Day 5. Use it on Trilby. Here goes nothing. In this hall of death, and by the light of Prometheus' gift, I call thee. I bring thee gifts that may tempt thee. I bring thee thy helm that thou would be masked. I bring thee thy armor that thou would be clothed. I bring thee thy sword that thou would be armed. Come. 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 Jesus Christ, what now? Trilby, what? You! I knew you were evil from the moment you came into this world, demon child. May God forgive me for having a part in your creation. Why did you kill me, brother? I helped you when you were injured. I bandaged you when our father made his mistake. No mistake, young one. Now do you see why I tried to keep you away from this creature? It has no understanding of human ways. You're wrong, father. If you have even given him a chance to be normal. Cease your prattling, Matthew. It's time to put an end to the horror I unleashed. What are you doing, father? Father, no. Father! Father! Bang. Burn. I think would be a good time to take our leave. And so the burning building's happening. Notice that there's no police around. Oh, there they are. Miss Taylor, over here. What the hell's been going on in there? We've been trying to get in there for hours, then suddenly the place catches fire. The doors burst open, and you two... Us two? Where's Trilby? I thought he was right behind us. You're saying there's someone else in there? Trilby! Trilby! Wait a second. Trilby's the cat burglar. Yes. Get someone in there. He could be in trouble. Maybe the ghost got him. Ghosts? I think we'd better get you two down the station. But Trilby, the fire brigade will find him if he's there. In the meantime, if you'd like to step this way... Death, of course, comes to us all. It came to Sir Roderick Defoe and his youngest son in the shape of each other. Was destroying the ghost the right thing to do? It was acting like any other dumb animal. Oh well. I guess he and his family will have plenty of time to discuss it wherever they are. As for me, well, I have no complaints. I've lived a life many would consider out of the ordinary, and I have only one regret. Leaving Simone and Jim to explain it all to the police. That was hardly gentlemanly conduct for a gentleman thief. But I'm sure they'd understand that rushing out into the field full of police officers wouldn't have been a good idea. It's going to be a long walk home, and I have some important matters to attend to. I have to track down my fence, for one thing. Then I have to punch him very hard in the face. And that's 5 Days a Stranger, folks. Good old Ben Yahtzee Croshaw. There's his website where you can actually download all of these games for free. The special editions, because he used to sell them, but now they are absolutely free. And you can play them. You can play them with commentary. They're not very long games. This one, I don't know, it took about 2.5 hours to beat, but I was kind of diddle-dallying around in the middle. And of course, I was reading all the dialogue and stuff like that. There's also special features. There's this interview thing right here. You can change, I guess, the commentary to be on or off. You know, whatever. It's a pretty fun game. Let me go ahead and shut it down and switch over to the cover section here. Yeah, it's not a bad game. I would highly recommend it. I really dig the fact that it's sort of this haunted mansion type story. Just I guess like a shining feel, sort of like I'm not sure if many people have heard of this film, but it's called. There was this movie called The Haunting of Hell House. It came out in the 70s. It has that kind of feel of The Haunting of Hell House. You come into this like haunted mansion and you're trying to figure out what happened, why is the haunting happening, you know, who's behind it. In this case, it was the angry spirit of an evil twin. I wouldn't say evil twin. I guess like uh, a twin who was treated unfairly, was shackled because of his disfigurements and such, and that took a toll on them. And then you had the son who was trying to help the brother, but sadly it all ends in death. I just thought it was like kind of a cool story, and I really dig the characters. I really dig Trilby. He's a sort of a hilarious sort of almost a Sherlock Holmes meets Doctor Who kind of character. Obviously, you know, he doesn't have all the he powers, and usually the deductive reasoning is comes from like when you find all the little hidden items that you have to find in the adventure game to make the story move forward. Um, I did get like he kind of just leaves at the end, like very much like a Doctor Who, just kind of gets into his TARDIS and flies away because the adventure's over, so he has to move on. Um, but when I did play this game, I was happy to find out that this is actually one part in a quadrology, I guess. I'll say trilogy, but there are 4 games, and actually there are a couple of games that involve text as well, but I'm probably not going to play those. 7 Days a Skeptic is the follow-up, and it takes place in space. And I know that sounds really weird because when you put space in the equation of a like a horror series, that's when it gets kind of out of control. Obviously, I'm referring to Jason X. Although I did like one scene in that movie. But getting back to the point, yeah, it does take place in space, and it actually is. It's pretty neat. It's like a haunted spaceship in space, and it does have a very sort of twist ending at the end. And maybe I'll get to it. Since I had kind of so much fun playing the 5 Days of Stranger, 7 Days of Skeptic. I'd like to get into. There's also a another game called the Trilby Notes, which is actually just about Trilby and doesn't necessarily have to do with the events of. I mean, it kind of does have to do with the events of this first game, but it kind of is like the further adventures of Trilby. It does actually, you know, add to the mythos, and you actually learn a little bit of background of why it's happening, like you know where the spirits came from, like what's the origins of the possession of the ghost, and like the mysticism in the games. Um, and it's kind of neat. That's where you're introduced to the Chizo mythos, and you find out the revelations of where these sort of spirits and where the actually you find out more about the wooden idol as well. There's a lot of flashbacks to different periods. One of the periods is when Roderick Defoe was alive, and when Matthew Defoe was also living. I believe you actually assume their character roles as well for a brief period. And then it all ends with 6 Days of Sacrifice, which I would say is an amazing like finale to the entire Chizo stories. Um, and in itself, it's actually a vast improvement to all the other games. Trilby Notes is actually pretty neat, and I would say pretty well made. But 6 Days of Sacrifice is just uh, an incredible experience. And I would say that yeah, maybe you couldn't actually play it without needing to play these rest of the games. But I wouldn't recommend it. I would actually, play 5 Days of Stranger, 7 Days of Skeptic, Trilby Notes, and 6 Days of Sacrifice as a series. You don't have to play the text game really. It just adds a little flavor to 6 Days Sacrifice. But like yeah, 6 Days of Sacrifice. I imagine that game to me is if you've seen the movie Hellraiser Bloodlines, you know that that's a horror movie that's very ambitious, but it's not the best Hellraiser. But the idea behind it is very ambitious, and if done well, it could have been a really great sequel. Because in that movie, there's like stories that take place in the past, take place in the present, and then take place in the distant future in space. Um, but had the movie been, I guess more cohesively directed because it's an Alan Smitty film, and when someone uses the moniker, when it's an Alan Smitty film, when it says directed by Alan Smitty, I hear that you can't do this anymore because of union rules, but in the past, that means that the director was so like basically did so like broken about the film or didn't like the film or whatever. He just didn't want his name on it, and he just said, "Can you just credit me as Alan Smitty?" So when you see films directed by Alan Smitty, that means that's just bad. The director didn't have faith in the film to have his actual name in it. Uh, and Hellraiser Bloodlines is one of those films. I forgot what other films use that moniker. But there are a couple out there. I actually enjoyed Hellraiser Bloodlines because it was that ambitious, and 6 Days of Stranger has that same sort of ambition as well, but it's actually a better story, and it really does tie up all this stuff together very very well. Um, so yeah, I really dug this game. I think Ben Yahtzee Croshaw, when he does critique games, he knows what he's talking about because he made this sort of like very engaging story with very limited graphics. I will say that it's a bit text heavy in this first game, but you know it. Yeah, like I said, it just kind of moves like a 70s horror film, and they were a bit text heavy in their dialogue. Um, but I think it works. Um, yeah, I mean, the guy could probably write a pretty good novel because he has a good command of 3 act paradigm and how. a story should unfold, and how stuff when he sees something, or something happens, or you know something that apparently could be random, it does have a payoff. For example, Trilby finds a bag of salt. That's actually used later on in the story. He's not gonna like find something that's on the ground and like say, okay, well, here's a red herring. You don't really need to use that. That's kind of not good storytelling. I mean, depending on what kind of story that you're trying to tell, but Ben Croshaw makes sure that if something is introduced in the story, that there's a payoff. One of the funniest things that I ever heard was, I forgot what director said this, but he was watching a movie, and then for whatever reason, the movie showed a cutaway of a guy, like it's a close up of him just drinking like a drink out of a cup, and the director said when he saw that scene, because it just went back to an establishing shot, he said, "That drink better be poison." Because honestly, why would you show a close up of a person drinking? I know that when people edit, they was, oh, we had to cut to something, and when you do sort of these haphazard cuts, and like he's just like drinking, and it's a very extreme close up of this person drinking, yeah, there has to be some connotation to that. Something has to happen with that drink. Why take the point of showing that? Or maybe he gets horribly drunk later, and that's the result of it. But yeah, one of the first things you say is like you want to say is like, that drink better be poison. There better be some kind of bearing in that. Um, so yeah, you just have to kind of look out for those kind of things in storytelling and stuff like that to enjoy, and if you're interested, write a story as well. Um, so that's gonna do it for me. It's probably one of my longer streams. Um, but I'm glad I finished it, because I didn't want to actually, spread this out for another day, because I do actually want to play another horror game. Um, we are Augmented Biscuits and I are recording this Sunday for another Co-operators podcast, and I'm probably going to be talking about these games again during this podcast, because I kind of wanted to play all three of these, and have something to talk about, because we want to talk about horror games. I'm not sure what Augmented Biscuits wants to talk about, but I definitely want to talk about these sort of adventure games. So thanks for joining me again. I don't think anyone's watching right now. It does say one, but I think it's just me monitoring it. But yeah, if you have any other, I guess, questions or requests or anything, just go ahead and leave in the comments below. Once this video gets processed, and you can view it on your own, or you can like tweet me some requests as well. Um, I'm trying to work on another default bits to put up soon, and hopefully that'll happen, because I've been kind of lazy with that after the horror one, the one where I talked about all the different horror movies in a sentence. But yeah, I'm hoping to do another one soon, so look out for that. And yeah, I'm still trying to write another Star Warp Frequency default bits, because I'm enjoying the hell out of those. Um, and who knows, maybe I'll do another quick roll one of these days and bring back the Chucking Dice series. I'm not going to promise that, just because it takes a little bit more effort to make those reviews, and you want to do them good. You don't want to do them just to do them. But thank you. Good night, and I hope you enjoyed this installment of the Midnight Horror Game playthrough. And I'm going to end with "Keep on rolling." Thank you, Vic, for giving me that quote. So I will see you next time, and yes, keep on rolling. Chucking Dice signing off.